Meet Martha Stewart, an icon of modern lifestyle and the queen of impeccable taste. While she's not the first to inspire how we live, she's taken it to a whole new level. From building a global empire that redefined home and garden to overcoming some headline-making challenges, Martha's journey is all about reinvention and resilience. She's proof that with the right touch, even a setback can become a stylish comeback.
Join us as we dive into 11 of Stewart's most remarkable milestones before we reveal 11 timeless rules that resulted in her success from the queen of domesticity herself. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and hit the subscribe button. Martha Stewart grew up in a tight-knit family where her mom passed down invaluable skills, cooking, gardening, and sewing that would later become the foundation of her massive success. But it wasn't all about homegrown talent. Martha balanced her academics with ambition, even working as a model to support herself through college. From a young age, she was already showing off her resourcefulness and determination. These early experiences were the building blocks for the empire she'd go on to create. Before the cooking and crafting, Martha got her start as a stockbroker in the male-dominated world of Wall Street. But after some time, she left the fast-paced finance world behind and moved to Connecticut with her husband, ready to try something new. Martha's entrepreneurial journey kicked off in her Connecticut basement, where she launched her first catering business. With her signature eye for detail, Martha's company quickly became known for hosting high-end events, turning her into a local sensation. But this wasn't just any catering business. It was the spark that ignited the Martha Stewart brand we know today. When Martha's first book hit the shelves, it wasn't just a cookbook, it was a lifestyle guide that became an instant bestseller. This book introduced the world to Martha's vision and proved why she was here to stay. As Martha's success continued to grow, she knew it was time to take her brand to the next level. So she launched her own media and merchandising company, expanding her name into everything from magazines to TV shows. Her lifestyle magazines became a must-read for anyone wanting to elevate their home life, and through that, Martha solidified her place as a true household name. Hot on the heels of her magazine's runaway success, Martha introduced her TV show, which became an instant hit. Millions tuned in to watch Martha cook, craft, and decorate, making her America's go-to expert on all things home. Martha's vision didn't stop with TV. She expanded her brand into home products like furniture, linens, and kitchenware, partnering with major retailers and department stores. Suddenly, Martha's touch was in every American home, and her influence continued to grow. It wasn't much longer before Martha took her company public with an IPO that skyrocketed on its first day, making her America's first self-made female billionaire. This milestone proved that Stewart wasn't just a homemaker, she was a powerhouse to be reckoned with in the business world. Then, things took a serious turn. Martha was convicted on conspiracy charges related to a stock sale and served 5 months in prison. But here's the thing. True to her resilient spirit, she bounced back stronger than ever. Martha proved that setbacks don't define you. It's how you come back from them that truly matters. And bounce back she did, showing the world her unmatched adaptability and drive. After her release, Martha didn't just recover, she reinvented herself. In one of her most surprising moves, she teamed up with rapper Snoop Dogg to create a show that connected her with a whole new generation of fans. The duo's unlikely friendship became a hit and showcased Martha's playful side. Today, Martha Stewart's name is synonymous with lifestyle excellence. From exclusive kitchenware and cookware collections to branded content and e-commerce ventures, her influence is everywhere. Martha's story proves that with creativity, determination, and a flair for the fabulous, you can build an empire that endures. Keep watching as we explore 11 of Martha's own rules for business success.
1.
Choose your employees wisely. Get the very best like-minded people you can, and some that are even smarter than you are.
Don't be afraid of that.
No, don't ever be afraid of that. I think having smart people around you, in my business, has to be both smart and creative, and that those are the people that you will really, really want to have around you as you grow, as you thrive, and it's very important. And do lots of you have to do a lot of research into people's backgrounds too. Know what if there's somebody who comes in that's a little bit older, know what they really did and can do. So it's hard. That for me is the hardest part, is choosing wisely enough who's working with me.
2.
Well, I had one horrible stumbling, which was a stock sale unrelated to the company, unrelated to anything. I was on a plane. I mean, I can go through the whole thing, the whole litany of the disaster. I would avoid disasters, like legal problems like that, forever.
That's what I was asking.
Yeah, because that sets you back terribly, and it could have destroyed my company. But the customers never left. Advertisers did go to the sidelines for a while. And rebuilding something that's beautiful and useful and good is a lot harder than building it. So the rebuilding process is painful for me, because I never go the same route to the same place ever if I can avoid it. If there's a straight line, I will go circuitously so I might see something new, because my motto is learn something new every day. So avoiding with the help of maybe really the best advisors or something. Just avoid, if you can, avoid a disaster. And if you fall into that crevasse, get out of it in the fastest, best, cleanest way possible.
3.
Well, a lot of entrepreneurs come to me and ask me questions. The American-made people, all of those young entrepreneurs who are making product in America using American materials are involved with this big initiative. I really encourage them, if they have a great idea, to run with it. Find ways to finance, find ways to build, find ways to market. I'm working with my trainer. Her picture was on the screen, Mary Tedesco, and she has a business partner, a good friend of hers who's a nutritionist. They've just come up with a fabulous coffee. It is called You Live Java, U-L-I-V Java. It's just gone into Whole Foods. It's in Safeway. It's getting into a whole lot of other markets, but it's bottled iced coffees with herbs in it and green tea, and it tastes delicious. And the ground coffees are excellent. So I'm helping them with that. I like that kind of thing, to see how the market will accept and if they will succeed.
Yeah.
4.
What continues to drive you?
Well, I'm a very curious person, and that curiosity really is, I think, at the basis for all the kinds of things that I like to try and experiment with and attempt, and we have a good time doing it. It's not so much being driven as much as being interested in a lot of different things. It's not hard because, again, that curiosity that I have enables me to not ever go down the same street twice. I don't know if anybody in this audience is like that, but I get bored going down the same street. I commute to New York from a farm that's about 50 miles from New York City. and I have 150 acres in a beautiful, beautiful spot, and I try to go home pretty much every night. Even if I get home late, it's waking up with the chickens and the animals, and just having that fresh country air that really that inspires me. But then I go down different roads. I see different things blooming. I see various landscapes. It really helps with my brain. It really helps me understand. I read a lot too. Reading voluminous amounts is very good for your curiosity and for inspiration. Talking to many, many different kinds of people, trying new kinds of things. I'm always trying new things. I'm always experimenting with the newest machines. Just yesterday, I got 2 new machines from Korea. Somebody sent me 2. They're juice presses. So I'm going to be trying the juice press instead of the Breville juicer, instead of the Acme old-fashioned health food juice maker. And then I'd also experiment with foodstuffs. I'm always looking for new kinds of food. I'm always looking at how to grow food better. I work closely with with Stone Barns up in Pocantico Hills. That's Dan Barber and his organic gardening. I work closely, and I am an organic gardener also. So I'm involved in a lot of different things, and all of that helps very much with the kind of business that I run now. The Martha Stewart Living Omnimedia is a really curious and interesting and investigative company.
5.
Well, you try to hire in the first place people who have the same DNA as you have. You want them to be interested in the core content areas of your particular kind of organization. And we were very, very, very good at that. As an organization grows, that can get away from you, and you can be less choosy or less fussy, or maybe there's not as many talented people in those specific areas as there used to be because there's more competition. It's an ongoing, challenging problem for any company. And you just have to have a very good HR department and one who is looking, and a good search department, human resources, to find the right people for your particular company. You know, sometimes I'll see people and I think, God, what are they doing here? You know, not physically, I don't mean physically, but when I see what they create, what the heck are they doing in this environment? They just don't have it. And you have to really be very, very careful about that.
6.
I mean, the 90s, I feel like everything you touch turned to gold. Going public in 1999, the new millennium started. We need to ask you a little bit. Started off okay, and in the early 2000s, not so great.
Well, it didn't hurt my business. That was the good thing, and I remember.
Were you worried that it would?
No, because I knew me, and I knew what had happened, and I knew that it couldn't really hurt the business. What it did hurt were some of the relationships, like my president. I had a fantastic president working in the company, and she listened to the wrong people,
right,
the wrong lawyers, and she tried to take over the company. And I was still the face of the brand, and that was a sad moment for me because it didn't work.
Right.
It did not work for her to do that, and she had to leave. So it was that, and I think she was the best business partner I've had. And choosing your business partners is one aspect, I think, of being an entrepreneur. The best thing you can do is choose the best people, the people that you can stay with a long time.
Right.
And encourage them to be part of the company. I often advise young entrepreneurs to do that. My publicist had a sister in her business, and she wanted to be the CEO and the president. She wanted to do the whole thing herself. And I said, but you have this sister who's really smart, and she's really good, and she speaks French, and you don't. And you can do all the wine in the world if you just let her be and make her an officer. She did it, and now the company is 3 times as big as it was. So it makes a big difference if you find somebody that's like that in your company to expand your leadership.
7.
Have you ever cried in business ever, your entire career?
Cried?
Yes.
No, I refuse.
How do you, well, I think it's interesting.
I cry. but I don't cry in business.
You don't cry in business?
No, I don't think business is worth crying over. I think you have to, again, concentrate on business. You can build your business. You can help others build businesses, and it's business. It's not about emotion. It's about really going for it. You can be passionate. That's the only emotion I allow in my business.
8,
Well, I worked really hard, and I think that working hard and making money for your hard work, that was another thing that I also discovered as an entrepreneur, that it's all well and good to work really hard, but you must be compensated for your hard work. And not be greedy about it, but be compensated fairly, and that when you look at the end of the month that you actually have some money in the bank that you could invest or reinvest in your business, that you have actually succeeded in being a good business person as well, and you can pay your associates and your colleagues well. You can really actually see that a business is forming, that a business is being created, that you are actually being productive in many different ways. And I think that productivity also then gives you the impetus to go on and increase your productivity in certain ways. So the catering led to the books. The books led to the idea that I actually was very interested in lifestyle, that there was no real lifestyle company in America. No one was really dealing with all the different subjects that centered on the home, from gardening and entertaining and cooking and weddings and even having babies and kids all together, decorating, all together, cooking. What could I possibly do? So I went to my publisher and I said, would you be interested in doing a series of beautiful how-to books? People really need instruction, they really need inspiration. They really want that because I am that person. I need it and they need it. And the publisher said, no, we're not so interested. There must be another format. And I thought about it, and yes, indeed, there was. There was a magazine format. That was the perfect format. And it was not a great time, 1990, to start a magazine. Many magazines were closing at the time. I went first to Condé Nast. Condé Nast let me create a prototype. They paid for it. And synonymous then said, well, you know, what would you name this magazine? And I had thought about it, the name. We had Sunday morning breakfasts in my neighborhood with some of my smart friends. And we all sat around saying, Martha Stewart Living would be a great title. And synonymous said, no, this company's called Condé Nast. It will be Condé Nast Living. And I really didn't like that so much. So he said, he released me, because I also at that time didn't know it, but I was building a brand. I didn't know what a brand really was, but luckily.
So you didn't know at the time what you were doing.
No, I was not so strategic as knowing that, but I had a feeling that something else could happen. And so then I went to Time, and Time actually was very aware of brand building. And they partnered with me and allowed me to have a magazine called Martha Stewart Living. So, and then it goes on and on.
9,
I think sort of apolitical. I think you have to be. It's very hard to take sides openly, especially in a media business.
Yeah.
I can't do anything very overt, and I feel bad about that, because I get requests every single day to be overt in my feelings, and you can't, because 50% of your readership is on this side and 50% of your readership is on this side. So, and I have a magazine and an obligation to my employees to pay attention. So so it's very hard to be political. A lot of our entrepreneurial leaders, like the Elon Musks, and they take sides and they get into trouble.
Right.
And you just can't. If you're running a big corporation, it's better to run your corporation, pay attention to the everyday workings of your company, of your employees, and focus on that.
10,
Because you've adapted quite a bit over the years and you've added new things to your brand and to your business.
Yeah.
So would you say change is something that were you always comfortable with?
It's always good.
Okay.
Change is good, adaptation is good, evolution is good. All those words are very important in the development of a career, of a business. And I try very hard to. I have my little sayings for myself. When you're through changing, you're through. That's a very important thing to think about. Also, learn something new every day. Very important in business, because if you're static and you just go the same way every single day and you're not learning, you can't teach, you can't influence. You have to be able to do all those things.
What is something that you've maybe learned recently?
Well, just today. Today I learned about a little restaurant in Dallas called Rise, where they make soufflés of all different kinds, and they make a soup called marshmallow soup. So odd. But I mean, that's just something.
11.
You have so much variety in your business. You know, there's cooking, there's crafting, there's organizing, there's weddings, there's blogging, there's tweeting, there's the TV show, there's the radio show. How do you decide to go into a new area? How do you decide to explore a new venture?
Well, we were very avid explorers in all kinds of media in the first place. We were also very avid in exploring retail business, merchandising businesses. And we continue to be so, although we now know that you cannot, even as a corporation, do every single thing that you want to do. And you must concentrate on those areas that are really the most profitable, the most interesting, the most have the most future, have the most growth potential. So that's what we're doing now is figuring out with our company, our small company, what really we should be focusing on.
The Best of Business Show is brought to you by the BASA Awards. The BASA Awards exist to recognize, reward, and promote exceptional small businesses. We run 4 award programs: Best of America, Best of Australia, Best of Canada, Best of UK. Remember, it's strictly for small businesses only. Nominate your business today.